Today's video I've been really excited to film because it's another in my series about under the radar brands that you've probably never heard of. Of course, I will leave the first two videos in this series linked in the description box for you to check out afterwards, but today we are talking all about jewellery. Okay, I'll admit that I am kind of cheating with this first one because it's not technically one brand, it's a whole host of different brands and marketplaces. I'm just talking about vintage jewellery. I've been dipping my toe into vintage and antique jewellery over the last couple of years, and I've realised that you can get a real bargain if you know what you're looking for. I have this vintage sapphire, I think it's sapphire and opal. I don't have it on me, so I'm trying to think from memory. I think it's an opal surrounded by really dark blue sapphires. It's very like 80s style, 90s style. This one I bought directly off eBay, and I did teach myself a little bit about understanding hallmarks. So I know that this is 9 carat solid gold, for example. I also just love the idea of mixing the old with the new, the vintage with the modern. I really like that style. I feel like that's very representative of my overall fashion style in general. I like lots of vintage and romantic and antique-y touches, but also some modern elements as well. So that really appeals to me, wearing both new and vintage jewellery. So yes, go and have a look on eBay, especially Etsy as well. I feel like Etsy is a little bit more curated than eBay, a little bit less crazy, but you still have to kind of do your digging and know what you're looking for. I tend to just search for solid gold, or maybe if I'm looking for diamond pieces, I'll search for diamond and solid gold. If you don't want to go through that route, but you're still interested in vintage jewellery, then there are loads of resellers on Instagram, on Etsy as well, and some that have their own websites that resell professionally, so they will give you like certificates and guarantees to ensure that your pieces are real gold, solid gold, diamond, whatever they might be. Now obviously these places are going to be charging more than if you found it on eBay or Etsy, but they're doing the work for you and they're guaranteeing the pieces are authentic, so that's what you're paying for. There's a couple that I really love. My favourite is probably Rock and Rose. They're a British company, and every month they drop a selection of vintage rings. They only do rings, but they do them amazingly. They always have the best selection of vintage rings, lots of diamonds, lots of solid gold, lots of emeralds and sapphires and pearls. So pretty, and I really look forward to their drops each month, even though I almost never buy anything. It's just nice to see all of the collection all at once and get excited about the new pieces that they've found, because they all have a history, they all have a story, but it's really nice to think about the fact that these pieces often had a whole life before you discover them. Moving on from vintage and antique jewellery to some new jewellery brands, some undiscovered jewellery brands, and the first one I want to talk to you about is Idyl. As soon as I discovered Idyl jewellery, I knew I was going to be completely obsessed, because the whole ethos behind their brand and their products is modularity and versatility. So let me explain. So I'm actually wearing a pair of Idyl earrings today. Of course I will add some close-ups so you can really appreciate them in all their glory. These are lab-grown diamonds set in 14 karat solid gold, and as you can see there are two parts to the earring. So I have the diamond studs, which come in a few different size options, so you can get small, medium or large depending on how much bling you like. I'm wearing the large because I do like a little bit of diamond bling, and then I have the marquise floating kind of diamond hovering around my earlobe as well, and you attach this to the back of the earring and it just floats magically on your ear, and I think it's so unique, so beautiful, so delicate, and I love the fact that you can wear these earrings now in 2 different ways. Pretty much all of their jewellery has this modularity aspect to it, so you can wear their earrings just as diamond studs if you want something, perhaps you're going to the office and you just want something really clean, minimal, pared back, but still really beautiful, and then if you're popping out in the evening, you can grab the second part of the earring and just put it on, and you've instantly got a slightly different look. So the whole ethos is, once you've invested in your pair of diamond studs, you don't have to go out and buy lots of different pairs of earrings to have different looks. You can just buy additional elements to add to your existing studs. All of their jewellery is handmade in Belgium. The pricing is really accessible because they're using lab diamonds, not mine diamonds. They can make the prices much more affordable, and not only is it more affordable, it's more ethical as well. The second piece I'm wearing from them is this necklace, and I think this is their bestseller piece if I'm not mistaken, and I can definitely see why. It's a simple row of diamonds on a 14 karat very fine gold chain, and again the necklace is modular, so you can switch out the pendant really easily for different diamonds, different shapes, depending on your mood. And you know what, if I remember correctly, I think some of their earrings can actually be worn as necklaces as well. So some of the earrings you can detach from the stud and you can attach attach them to your necklace chain and it can be worn as a necklace, which I thought was so cool. I've never seen that before. I will leave links to the Idyl pieces that I'm wearing today in the description box, as well as in the pinned comment on this video if you would like to go and have a look. I'm so genuinely impressed with their jewellery. Their diamonds are spectacular. I love the modularity aspect, and I will definitely be heading back to their website in the future to add some more different options to my earrings and to my necklace chain. Okay, next up we have Fedoma. Now Fedoma I think is the only brand that I have very briefly mentioned previously, because they did gift me some pieces about a month or two ago, and now they didn't make me, there was like no obligations to share the pieces or talk about them on my social media. They were very kind to just let me choose a couple of pieces, but I really like them, and I really like a lot of their pieces on their website in general. So I definitely wanted to mention them because I've never heard anyone talking about them on YouTube before. So they're Parisian based. They have a really nice mixture of different price points as well. So they have a lot of their pieces made in both gold vermeil and solid gold. So for example, the necklace that I have from them with the little kind of rings on the end, I have the gold vermeil version, which is about 100 to 200 pounds, but then they also make a solid gold version of that exact same necklace. So you get like two different price points. I think the solid gold one is like 500 pounds. So depending on your budget, you can get either the gold vermeil or the solid gold, but you get the same look either way. So I really like that. They do lots of pearl jewelry as well. Love pearls, love that romantic touch. The pearl bow earrings that I have from them I think is so unique. I've never seen anything like that before, and I really love them. They're very feminine, but they do lots of other pearl jewelry and bow jewelry as well, which I'm a really big fan of. So I had to mention them. Definitely go and check them out, and I love to tell you more about under the radar Parisian brands, because there are so many big Parisian brands that just dominate, but I love it. There's nothing I love more than discovering a new indie, smaller, undiscovered Parisian brand. Coming in at number 4 is Pamela Card Jewellery, and on their Instagram it says that they are jewellery inspired by antiquity, depicted not simply as adornment but as symbols of faith and rituals of society. They're handmade in Vancouver in Canada, and their pieces are absolutely beautiful. They do mostly gold jewellery and quite statement, slightly bigger pieces as well. So if you like a slightly chunkier necklace, something a little bit more lustrous and extravagant, then you're really gonna like Pamela Card Jewellery. I noticed from their website that all of their pieces are made to order, so you do have to wait like a week for them to be made, which I think is really cool. It shows that they are a slow fashion brand, and they're made from 24 karat gold vermeil, so it's 3 microns thick of 24 karat gold plated sterling silver. So extremely high quality, perhaps maybe quite delicate. I know that the higher carat of gold, the more delicate that the gold is, the softer, because it is a higher gold percentage, and gold is naturally quite soft. So I don't know how they wear. I've never tried their pieces personally, but it does sound really lovely. And as I said, it's all kind of antique-y inspired. It's all kind of old worldy, very Grecian, Italian kind of feel. Very beautiful, and the price points are quite reasonable as well, especially for the high quality made to order business model. At number 5, we have a new brand to me, a brand that I did discover as I was researching this video, and they're called Soru. So apparently Soru means sisters in Sicilian, and these are sustainable jewels handmade in Italy and Turkey, designed in the UK. Love that about them, and actually, even though I'd never heard of them before, since discovering them, I have noticed a few people that I follow on Instagram wearing them. It's kind of that effect where you suddenly discover something and then you see it everywhere. Particularly this one pair of earrings, I think they're called the Coco earrings. They have kind of like this black center and a ribbed gold outer ring. They're really pretty, quite statement, quite big. A lot of their pieces are on the bigger side, the more statement side. I love that on their website they say they're designed in the UK by women for women, lovingly hand-packed in the UK. And they also describe the size and the weight of their earrings as well, which I think is really helpful, because if, like me, you don't like really heavy jewelry on your ears, you can kind of get a feel for how heavy they'll actually be. So I do really appreciate that. So definitely one to check out if you've never heard of them. In at number 6 is Daphine. Now Daphine is a brand that I had vaguely heard of before. I feel like I'd heard Estee Lalonde maybe mention them or wear them, but I've never tried any of their pieces, but they are right up my street, as are all the brands in this video. It says that they're jewellery with feeling, designed in London and Paris and shipped worldwide. And they have a treasure to suit every mood. They have lots of gold jewellery, again quite similar to Pamela Card in some ways, but they have some diamonds in there as well. They have some diamond studded bangles. These are really pretty actually because they're slightly wavy, so they're a slightly irregular shape rather than just being a round bangle, which I think is quite unique. These earrings are really pretty as well. These are statement earrings, will always be in. They're like a sunflower, the margarita earrings. Very pretty. Lots of gold. I believe, let me just go and check and see what materials they're using, because I always like to see if it's solid gold, is it gold vermeil, is it just gold filled? So it does say here it's 18 karat gold plated finish, so it isn't gold vermeil. So I don't think the quality is necessarily as high as any brands that you'd use gold vermeil or even obviously solid gold. However, you know, it's a different design. Sometimes you do have to compromise on that quality slightly if there's a really special piece that you love the look of and you can't find elsewhere. Okay, next up is a brand called Wolf and Moon. They're a little bit different to anything I've mentioned in this video, but I came across them on Pinterest where I stumbled across this picture of a pair of their earrings and I was speechless. These are so pretty. As I said, a little bit different. So they're less focused on kind of just gold or silver or diamonds, and a little bit more fun, quirky, kitschy kind of jewelry, which I definitely have a place for in my collection as well. I actually really like their slogan. I've just noticed it. It says playful jewelry for dopamine dressers. I really love that. And it's handmade in London since 2009. So lots of London-based companies in this video today. I really like some of their jewelry. As I said, it's very kitschy, so it's probably not going to be to everyone's taste. But if you love a quirky earring, something that's a conversation starter, something that catches people's eye and they're like, are you wearing a half-bitten apple core on your ears? Because yes, they do have apple core earrings. They have lots of fruit themed earrings. They have all sorts of stuff, but then they have slightly more classic stuff as well, just in bigger statement pieces. These mother of pearl earrings, really good value actually, £82 for those big mother of pearl. They're similar in some ways to the ones I have from Cezanne. Next up, I have Anna and Nina. Now, this brand is a brand that I've known about for about a year, I think. And the reason I discovered them, so they sell predominantly jewelry, but they do also sell homewares, clothing and stuff like that as well. I think they might be from the Netherlands. At least they have a store in Amsterdam, because I remember when I was in Amsterdam, about a year ago now, just over a year ago, I stumbled across their store. It wasn't open, so I couldn't go in, annoyingly, but I definitely know they have a shop there, and they don't have any shops in the UK, I don't think. But anyway, rambly story, they have a small vintage section on their website, and that was how I initially discovered them, because when I got into vintage jewellery, I was looking at vintage rings on eBay. I was also looking at other resellers like Rock and Rose, and I stumbled across their section on Anna and Nina, and they do also sell their own jewellery, and you can do lots of like custom options, I believe, as well, from what I remember. So you can do like custom rings where you can customise the gemstones that you have in the ring. So you could do like one aquamarine, one sapphire, one diamond, and it might be different gems for different like birthstones for, I know, your pets or your kids or whatever. I love customization within jewelry, even just with the modularity of the Idyl earrings or these Anna and Nina rings where you can get different gemstones. Love it. So definitely check them out, especially if you're based in Amsterdam. For number 9, we're hopping across the pond to New York for Marla Aaron. Now, Marla Aaron I discovered through Daily Helen, who is probably my favourite YouTuber. I'm just going to put it out there. I noticed when she did her jewellery collection, it was quite a while ago now, she had a couple of Marla Aaron pieces and I really liked them. So I went and checked out Marla Aaron on Instagram and in their website, and they do some really pretty jewellery. I've just noticed actually that some of their pieces are stocked on Net-a-Porter, so they must be legit. Now, they are expensive, especially the pieces on Net-a-Porter. I think they do have some more affordable options on their own website. Let me just have a look and see what they say about their jewellery. So it says, expect the unexpected with Marla Aaron's unique and functional luxury jewellery. Discover exceptional jewellery unlike anything you've ever experienced. I know one of the things they're most famous for are their lock necklaces. They're kind of like a, it's almost like a bike lock, but cooler. Yeah, and I think you can add them to like different necklaces or bracelets, but they do all sorts of stuff as well. They do some really quirky jewellery, again, something slightly different. Loads of really beautiful rings, but I definitely think that lock is kind of their signature style. Once Marla realised that she could morph the shape of a hardware store carabiner, that's what they remind me of, carabiners. In a myriad of ways, the collection became a reality. People often ask her which one is the one to own, and she honestly can't say. They are all solid and strong and crafted by hand and can be worn in infinite ways. And finally, in at number 10, we are heading back to London for this one. I had to mention another UK brand. This is Wild Fawn Jewellery. They make ethical jewellery, handmade in London, and they do some really pretty, quite simple pieces. I feel like a lot of the pieces or the brands in this video have been on the more statement, kind of quirky side. Apart from maybe Idyl with their simple diamonds. This is another brand, if you like dainty jewellery, if you like more minimal jewellery, you're probably going to love them. They have some really simple pendant necklaces, solid gold as well. You can also personalise some of their pieces with engraving, which you know I just spoke about. Love customization in jewellery. I think it also lends itself to the perfect gift if you're looking for something of a higher price point to give someone. Engraving something onto a pendant necklace or onto a locket would be really beautiful. They also have some beautiful rings in their collection, some gemstone and diamond rings. I'm looking at some pictures on their Instagram and they are absolutely beautiful. Lots of sapphires, emeralds. So gorgeous. You know, doing the research for this video has not been good because I've discovered so many new jewellery brands to lust after now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you discovered any new jewellery brands to you. Will you be going and doing some research into these brands yourself? Are there any that particularly took your fancy? Have you tried any of these brands before? Do you own any pieces from these brands and can you recommend them? If you have experience shopping at any of these brands, then do let us know in the description box. Because as I said, I've only personally tried one or two of these brands. Obviously Idyl, Fedoma, and that might be it. So all of the other brands are new to me. So if you do have any experience with them, both positive or negative, let us know down below. If you did enjoy this video and you would like me to create more videos in this series talking about more under the radar, undiscovered brands in different categories, then it would really go a long way if you did give this video a like. It lets me know you enjoyed it. It lets YouTube know that you enjoyed it so more people can find it and I can make more videos like this. I will also leave the other two videos in this series if you haven't caught them yet on screen here so you can go and watch them straight away. Otherwise, I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!